clear an entire row of people so fucking quickly. Because earlier on, right at the top of the show, I was talking to Stuart. There was a guy sat next to him, just like. And I don't know if he was worried that I was going to pick on him, or he was worried that for the rest of the night he was sat next to Stuart. I think it was the latter. What?
With a W.
No. If Stuart was there, you'd have fucking heard him. Believe me, we would know if Stuart was still in the building. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time that I brought your headline actor. Are you ready for the final act of the evening? I am so pleased you're on board, because that was what was going to fucking happen anyway. He's having fun. Loudest wank in the world.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what to do. When I get to 3, I want your hands. When I get to 4, I want your faces. And when I get to 5, please welcome to the stage your final act for the evening, Keith Farnan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Farnan.
I am so excited to be here in Blackpool. I am so excited that I'm not even going to start the gig tonight. My friend, is it Jordan? Jordan is going to start the gig. Come to the stage. Jordan! If you handle him, I'll fucking destroy you.
What's big, red, and beats rocks?
That's not the script. Just stick to the script, Jordan.
Hi there! Coming back to.
Take your time, take your time.
I'll get my spastic. Coming back to do stand-up comedy in the club after a year away was always going to be difficult. This is why Keith.
Jordan, that's my name.
This is why this geezer has chosen to start the show. Too many beans. Thank you, Keith. You are truly a man amongst men. It doesn't really matter if this introduction works or not. I think that's already answered, isn't it? You'll all be rooting for me to get through this. Equating the median sense of goodwill, like Keith, will take advantage. Sorry, I thought it was you. I mean, the rest of the show, thank God it's not me. It's quite a cunning plan. Right now, you're rooting for me, the same way you're rooting for England to win Eurovision. Edit, this was written before Eurovision. They're all a bunch of. This was written. You fucking mind. This was written before the Eurovision Song Contest. England were awarded no points. If there were any Europeans here, they're not rooting for me, or if there are any Europeans here, they're not rooting for me or you or anything. They're all a bunch of communists. Right now, you're all looking at me thinking two things. Number one, I'm glad that's not me. Number two, doesn't look quite fit. I'm joking. Number three, I'm glad that's not me. But to be honest with you, I'm glad I'm up here until Keith come along, pluck me from.
Don't heckle him, I'll fucking end you.
Until Keith along, so Keith come along, pluck me from obscurity. My life was a humdrum mix of ordinary, everyday tasks and anal. That's not me, that's a script. Sorry, I meant Banal or Bamel or something along the lines. Anyway, the answer to the LA joke was a big red rock beater.
That was the sweetest fucking thing I've ever seen. You were such a big hug of man, and you were like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it properly. And what you don't know is that during it, Jordan was looking at some of my jokes going, no, no, no.
Get Jordan back.
No, no, absolutely not. That's shit. I'll do my own. He immediately was just like, oh my god, who wrote this fucking script? This is terrible. What a dickhead all the way. But fucking man, you were such a fucking hero. That was amazing. I have fucking missed you people. I have missed you, I have missed gigs, I have missed doing this, I have missed all of this. Every fucking comedian in the country right now is so glad to be back on stage and doing shows. We are glad to be back. We have had to do such things, we have been subjected to such humiliation in the last year. You cannot even imagine the things we've had to do to make money. We had to do fucking gigs on Zoom. That's what we had to do. All of you just had meetings on Zoom. All of you just had relations on Zoom that didn't understand what was going on. We had to actually try and make people fucking laugh on Zoom. Oh my god, do you have any idea what it's like to be heckled on Zoom? Oh, people don't even shout at you. They just turn off their camera and mute. That's all they do. All these little screens just start popping up one by one as they turn off their cameras, and you're just left with this black screen of names that you're gigging to. You're like, oh my god, I'm in hell! And even Zoom itself is a dick. Zoom is a complete dick. It has a little button that you press if you want to enhance your appearance. Every time I pressed it, it blurred my face. I mean, some people were understanding. Some companies who hired comedians were very good people, and they said, this is going to be shit, we're going to do our best with it. But a lot of people were dicks about it. At Christmas time, I was hired to do the Hugo Boss Christmas show. Oh my sweet Jesus, I've always wanted a Hugo Boss fucking suit, but I could never afford one. In my life, if I'd saved up all the money I ever made, I couldn't buy a fucking Hugo Boss suit. So I thought I'll do the Irish thing. I'll plumose it out of them, I'll just talk about it. And by the way, I all heard you laughing at Kevin's accent earlier. You're all racist. And I had a little chat with Kevin about that. He won't be doing it tomorrow night. There I am, having a fucking party with fucking Hugo Boss online. Now the problem is, when you do Zoom gigs, this is the other thing. We're in a gig here, there's a bit of a social contract. Nobody's gonna really lose their mind too much. We'll have a few drinks, we'll fucking have a bit of crack, you know, we'll fucking get kicked out in the second break, I don't know. That sort of thing fucking happens. But in a Zoom gig, you can be in your own home drinking Pinot Grigio from fucking breakfast time. That's what you can be doing. Just getting shit-faced until eventually you can just shout things at a laptop, which is exactly what happened when I did this Christmas gig for Hugo fucking Boss. Because I'm on the call telling them all, I'd love a Hugo Boss suit. And in the middle of it, the creative director, who must have been drinking since fucking yesterday, just sees this and he hears this and he shouts at his own laptop going, you could never wear a Hugo Boss. You, my friend, have the body of a peasant. What really upset me was the fact that he could only see my head. And yet he extrapolated that I did indeed have the body of a peasant. But that wasn't the worst. No, there was worse to come. No, of all the gigs we had to do, I thought there's hope for this country somewhere. Surely there is in the universities and the college and the young people. And then I was asked to put on a show for the University of Bristol because there was 1,000 students in lockdown in their accommodation. Said, would you put together a show for us on Zoom for these students? 1,000 students in lockdown. I got together 3 of the finest comedians I could think of, and I said we will do a show for them online for 1,000 students. 4 turned up. 2 of them didn't even turn on their cameras. And one of them was from South Africa and thought it was a lecture. He was sitting there the whole time so confused with what was going on. Of course, with the Hugo Boss one, that finished rather badly when I said to Hugo Boss, maybe it was better he would have dressed me well if I was a Nazi, but oh! I did not get paid for that one! But it was worth it! So when I say to you people, hand on fucking heart, I have missed you, I mean it absolutely positively, because that was the shit we were dealing with, and it is nice to be back here. Thank you for coming back. I was one of the lucky ones. A lot of comedians last year, we had to scatter to the four corners of the earth. All the comedy clubs closed, all the theatres closed, everyone had to go everywhere to get whatever work they could and do whatever they could. I was one of the lucky ones. I immediately got voiceover work because after Brexit, my voice is now continental. And I was lucky enough, I got a job as the voice of the TV station Dave. If you ever listen to Dave and the show's on Dave, now on Dave, next on Dave, later on Dave, that's my fucking voice. Yes! Yes, clap them, they stopped me from starving, yes! What was most amazing about that gig was the fact that I got it. They immediately gave me a letter saying that I was a key worker. So when you were all out on your doorsteps clapping the doctors and nurses, you were clapping me as well. And you might think, ooh, a letter like that is incredibly powerful. Oh, you wouldn't want to use that for nefarious purposes. And ladies and gentlemen, I didn't. Until there was one day I thought I might actually use it for nefarious purposes. And that was the day that my wife and myself realized that homeschooling our 6-year-old daughter was going to be impossible. That was the second day of homeschooling. My wife, she turned to me, she said, why don't we use your letter? We'll take your letter down to the school, we'll get our daughter back into school, that way we won't have to deal with her and she won't hate us. And I thought about it, I did. I thought about it for just a second. I did for just a second. I'm not a good person, I'm a weak person for just a second. I thought I'm going to take this letter down, but then I realised my friend who's worn the cap the entire night, even though you're in the front row, fucking fair play to you. I realised that I could not possibly in any way use that letter because I realised I would have to have a conversation at the school gate. Who's at the school gates? All the doctors and the nurses talking about the horrors that they are facing, and they'd be discussing it. And at one point, one of them would look at me and go, what are you dealing with right now? And I'd have to be honest and say, well, right now, I'm telling everyone when Top Gear is on. And it's such a difficult time, it really is. You know, it just happens every day. I don't know what to do with it. I miss people who sit in the front row of a comedy show. I love you so much. This is one of the worst fucking places in the world to sit. I would rather be sitting in North Korea right now, naked, wearing only a Joe Biden mask, than sitting in the front row of a fucking comedy show. Because you sit there, you get asked questions, you have to look at the comedian at all times, making proper eye contact. You've been a bit twinkly since I've been on stage. But I fucking love front row people. I love you, you're my favorite. I love you. Second row disgusts me in every way. Second row disgusts me. You are the worst that humanity has to offer. And let me tell you why I hate you. Because they're not brave enough to sit there. But they want to sit close enough that if there's any humiliation, they can taste it. Like if you start sweating, he's just going in and start licking the back of your neck. I'm so embarrassed about her life choices. Such perverts at the second row. Why don't you go back to your sex dungeon in Preston or wherever you came from? But you know what, second row, you're not the worst here, you're not the worst. No, that's always the back row. Oh, always the back row. Look how far away from the fun they're all sitting. Look how far back they're all sitting there. They're all sitting way back there because they were terrified to sit anywhere near here. Because they were worried the comedian would ask them a simple question, like, what's your name? Because that's all we do. We ask you, what's your name? And we move on. Because we have material. We don't really need you. I'm so special, you're not. We don't care about your lives in any way whatsoever. But they were terrified. They wouldn't be able to answer a question like that without revealing something intimate about themselves, you know? You say to some guy, what's your name? And he'd look at you in panic and just go, oh, I've been cheating on my wife for 2 years. Jesus, no! Oh, I didn't mean to say it. Oh, but the lights and the pressure. Oh, and why is somebody licking the back of my neck? That's disgusting. So if you're sitting in the back row, he's cheating on you. That's what's happening there. People in the middle, you've never made a decision in your lives. You wouldn't know risk if it came up and slapped your arse, you know what I mean? You guys are mostly in accounting, HR, and engineering. That's what you've done with your lives. Oh yeah, come to that? Yes, you die alone. Well done. My friend here, what was your name? Nathan. Answered straight away, not cheating her. Well done, Nathan. Fucking sorted. Strong, fast, a good name, an interesting name, a very old English name. Well done, Nathan. When you were born, your parents looked at you with love and affection. They said, let's give him the name Nathan. We'll go out to this world. He will have a good fucking life. That's what they did for you, Nathan. Do you know what happened to me when I was born, Nathan? You know what happened to me? I was born and my parents looked at me and they felt nothing for me. Which is why they called me Keith. Who does that to a child, Nathan? Who looks at a beautiful baby boy and goes, Keith! Keith! It's like a really good name fell down a well, you know what I mean? It's like the name Nathan was running and just tripped and went, Keith! It's like the sound a dying animal of an extinct species would make. Like just before the dodo passed away, all you could hear was, do you know what it's really like, Nathan? Do you know what it's really like? It's like the worst sex you've ever had in your life, and you've woken up the next morning in a bed with someone you shouldn't be in bed with, and your bodies are just stuck together with sweat and resentment. And you have to peel the skin away inch by slow, shameful inch, and all you can hear is, yes, the next time any of you have bad sex, you'll think of me. That's how it works. Who knows, ladies, I might even be there with you. I might be there with you. I won't be having sex with you. I'll just be standing in the corner of the room going, Keith! Over and over again, which is why the sex would be so bad, because you can't have good sex with an Irishman standing in the corner of the room saying that name over and over again. I've tried. Nobody likes it. Nobody. Not even the perverts from Preston. So easy for my family, Nathan. You know, they all had Irish names. My dad was Pat, my brother was Pat, my mother was Patrick, everyone's Pat. It's such a shit joke. I really need to get rid of it, but I can't. I just can't. I love it too much. But you, Nathan, you were blessed, my friend. That's okay, just have a conversation. We'll wait for you to finish. It's grand. That's okay, you're alright. What were you chatting about? Oh, great. Oh, well, that's a fucking lovely hacker. Thanks very much for taking that. Clever motherfucker. Butter my balls. Yes, baby. You can say whatever you like all the time. Yum, 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 yum. He wasn't saying that in his hole, was he? He was just sitting there going, when did we get the cocaine? Later on, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I really love your act. Just get the cocaine out of your hole. Yeah, there we go. You're smooth. You're definitely a drug dealer, man. You have definitely been confronted by authority in a situation where you've had to think on your feet. And you go, oh, officer, that bag of white powder was my mother's. Just up my hole. I don't know why it was there at all. And you're a slippery motherfucker. You're definitely cheating on her. Say again? Can you get Jordan back on? Yeah! Oh wait, sorry, that was a heckle. I didn't get that. I'm so sorry. You just need to make the heckles better next time. No, I don't mind heckling. That was funny. That was very funny. You fucking did well there. I love heckling. Like, a lot of comedians are like, oh, this is a heckle. I grew up in Ireland, for God's sake. You're heckling from the minute you're born. You know what I mean? You come out, your mother's like, you're going to die. And that's all she said. That's an Irish mammy. From the minute you're born, you know one day you'll be dead. You'll be dead. Don't leave the house, you'll fucking die. You know what I mean? And one day I'll die. And she'll be, I told him not to leave the house. He fucking left the house and he's dead. It's his own fucking fault. Irish people love death. We fucking love it. It is the most amazing. We're raised with it from the minute, like we have wakes in Ireland. You don't really have wakes here. Like, wake, for those of you who don't know, is when a loved one passes away, and you take the body and you lay him in the living room of the house, and all the friends come around and they drink and they cry and they tell stories and they remember this person as they were, and it's one of the most beautiful fucking things you can do for someone. Unless, of course, you're 9 years old and they lock you in the room of the body and say, call us if she wakes up. That's not fucking funny. We love death because death is the only truly socialist thing. Doesn't matter how fucking rich you are, you die. It gives Irish people such comfort that one day Bono will fucking die. I can't tell you. Self-righteous, tax-evading motherfucker. Save the world. Oh, but hide my money. Oh, God. But Nathan, thanks for coming. You must have a great surname, Nathan. What's your surname? Brown.
Mrs. Brown.
Nathan motherfucking Brown is in the house. Motherfuckers. That is fucking shit cool. He's gonna steal your name after the show. Do you know that? He's gonna be walking the streets going, I'm Nathan Brown. Nathan, you must have an original email address. Just for like nathanbrown@gmail.com. There can't be 72 of you fuckers running around. Are you Nathan Brown? What? Don't you say anything, sir. I will read you your Miranda rights just to make you remember what it's like. Okay. What's your email? Is it Nathan? Nay Brown 1996. Not your phone. That's Nay Brown 1996 at outlook.com. Can we all email him after the show? Can we do that? Can everyone here email Nay Brown 1996 at outlook.com? What's your password? Oh, he's literally, oh, fool me once, Irishman! Fool me once! Oh, fucking, I love that you gave me your email address. I'm gonna put you on my mailing list just for the fun of it. It's Nay Brown 1996 at outlook.com for all your Nay Brown needs. That's amazing. Oh man, fucking well done, Nathan. Just a beautiful name. I mean, it's a terrible thing nobody here has ever fucking called their child Keith. Who would call their child? It's a terrible name, Keith. Another terrible name for your child is Rishi Sunak. That's another terrible name for your child. I know a lot of people sort of like him in this country, but last year in the middle of the pandemic, he told everyone in the arts, including comedians, that they needed to retrain. And we looked at him and went, we did not train for this fucking job. There was no training needed for what I do, sir.